of DeKalb County first appearance hearing. Today is not your trial date. That will be handled at another date. At your next court date, if you want to dispute the charges that are before you, if you would like to speak with the prosecutor or the judge about the facts in your case, you will have an opportunity to do that. Today's appearance is solely to determine if you will receive a bond, to inform you of the charges against you, and for most of you, it will be to provide your next court date. My name is Judge 𝗗𝗂𝗞𝗹𝗯, and I will be presiding over today's hearing today. I'm going to start first with with the ladies, and that's Miss 𝗖𝗔𝗠𝗣𝗯. Thank you, Miss Ramos. Miss Ramos, I see that you were charged with 1 count of DUI and 1 count of open container. I have reviewed your driving history, and I see that you do not have a previous record. So I am going to grant you a signature bond. That's a sign-on bond. You'll be able to sign yourself out of jail. Now, we do not have a court date for you yet, Ms. Feliciano Ramos. And so you'll receive a court date either when you leave the jail or via mail. It is very important that if your address on your driver's license or the information that you provided to the jail is not correct, that you provide them with the correct information, because that's how they're going to send you notice of your next court date. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
So the signature bond, right? Do I gotta pay it like all cash, or can it be a debit card?
No, a signature bond is just that. You sign your name, promise that you will appear in court on your next court date. And as long as you show up to that court date, there will be no issues with your bond. If you do not show up to that next court date, then $1,000 per count for a total of $2,000 will be revoked. And when you are picked up on that bond, you will not be able to get out of jail. So you should not have to pay anything to get out today because it is a signature bond.
Okay,
do you have any other questions?
I guess so. After this, like, they'll tell me when I can.
Yes. And now, Ms. Feliciano Ramos, please understand that if you have not received a court date in the next couple of weeks, it is going to be your responsibility to contact the DeKalb County State Court Clerk, give them your name and information, and get that next court date, because I don't want you getting picked up because the mail got lost or something else happened, okay?
All right. Are they going to give me that information as to where to call?
You'll be able to look that up online. DeKalb County Clerk's Office, their information is there. They're very easy to find. You're going to get your paperwork when you leave the jail regarding your charges and your bond order. And so the DeKalb County Court name is going to be on there as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. That'd be the order of the court. You may be seated. The next case I have is Miss Tia Clark. Or Tia Clark. Is that how you pronounce your name, ma'am?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, Miss Clark, I have here that you were charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license and 1 count of following too closely. I do see that you have a court date scheduled for August the 14th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in Division B11. We are going to provide that to you in writing before you leave the jail today. And so you want to make sure that you will appear in court on that day. Now, Ms. Clark, I have looked at your driving record. I do see that you have a number of arrests, but what's most concerning to me is that you have a number of failure to appears, most notably 2022, 2019, or I believe there's another one, which date I don't have in front of me. Because it seems that you cannot appear to make it into court on the court dates when you are assigned, I am going to give you a cash-only bond. So that means that's a total of $2,000 cash that you will have to pay to get out of jail. You can go through a bonding company, or you can have someone bring that money to the jail before you will be released. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
Now, listen, Ms. Clark, driving on a suspended license and following too closely are serious charges. I do not know if you are guilty or innocent. That is not before me today. But what I can tell you very clearly, not showing up to court makes it worse. So go to court, address the charges. If you need an assistance of an attorney, DeKalb County will appoint an attorney for you. Not showing up only makes matters much worse. In DeKalb County, if you go to court and you cannot afford the outcome of the case, the penalties or the fines, there are a number of options that they would give to you that is much less severe than you not showing up to court. Am I clear, Ms. Clark?
Yes.
All right. If you don't have any questions, you may be seated. The next case I have on my calendar is Greer Howard. All right, Mr. Howard, I have here that your next court date is August the 14th, 2025 at 2 p.m. in courtroom B10. We will provide that information for you on your, before you leave the jail. You were arrested for driving on a suspended license. Now, let me ask you, Mr. Howard, where are you from, the state of Georgia? I'm sorry?
Just moved here.
You just moved here. What state did you move from, sir?
Tennessee.
And how long have you been here from Tennessee?
Much.
2 months. Okay. All right. Because I did run your driving history, Mr. Howard. I did not see a Georgia driving history, but that's probably because you've just moved here. Without me having additional information about your history, I am going to grant a bond today. The bond amount is going to be a $1,000 signature bond. I'm also going to order that you do not drive without a valid license. So that means if your license is suspended in Georgia or anywhere else, then you're going to need to Uber, sir, until you get to that next court date. Now, at your next court date, you can ask the judge to amend that bond order so that you are able to drive. Well, you still can't drive without a suspended license. Either way, that's still not allowed. So you want to get that suspended license taken care of. Do you have any questions about that order? I'm sorry, say it again.
No, ma'am.
All right, you may be seated. $1,000 signature bond for Mr. Howard. Next case I have 𝗖𝗔𝗠𝗣𝗍. All right, Mr. Shields, I have that you were arrested for driving with no headlights, driving on a suspended license, and driving with no insurance. Mr. Shields, it looks like this is not your first offense. We do have a court date for you. Your court date is September the 9th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in Division B8. We're going to give that to you in writing before you leave court today. Now, based on looking at your driving history, Mr. Shields, I am going to grant you a bond, but I'm going to grant you a straight bond. So that's $1,000 per count for a total of $3,000 straight. That means you cannot sign yourself out, but you can go through a bonding company in order to post bond on this case. Do you have any questions about that?
So if I don't bond out, I'll be here till September?
Well, not necessarily. If you don't bond out, there are some other considerations the court will have to take up and address your probable cause for these charges. Today is not a probable cause hearing, but someone would be in contact with you about the next steps for these charges if you are unable to bond out. Do you have any other questions, sir?
No.
All right. $3,000 straight bond. Excuse me. Stand up one more time, Mr. Shields. Mr. Shields, I'm also going to make that order that you are not to drive without a license as well. So once you do bond out, if you do not have that license taken care of, don't drive again until you get that. The reason why that's important, not only for you, Mr. Shields, but everyone else who I made a part of your order, if it's already illegal to drive without a license. However, if you get caught violating this bond order, what happens is that you automatically get a no bond, and you will in fact stay in jail until your next court date. You understand that, sir?
I agree.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next I have is Mr. Larry Richardson, Jr. All right, Mr. Richardson, I have that you were arrested for driving on an expired tag, DUI, open container, and no headlights. I do see, sir, that you do have a pretty extensive driving history, but this is your first DUI. We do not have a court date yet for you, sir, so that court date will be provided to you when you leave court. Same information that I gave to the previous person. If your address on your driver's license is not correct, you're going to want to make sure that the information you gave the jail is the best mailing address for you, because that's how they're going to contact you. They won't email, they won't call, it'll come via mail. If for some reason you don't get in the mail in the next couple of weeks, your next court date is going to be your duty to contact the state court of DeKalb County Clerk's office to find out your next court date. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here that based on your previous driving record, on the expired tag, I'm going to grant a $1,000 straight bond. On the DUI, a $1,000 straight bond. On the open container, a $500 straight bond. And on no headlights, a $500 straight bond. So that's a total of $3,000 straight bond. You will be able to go through a bonding company if necessary in order to get out. What questions do you have, Mr. Richardson?
My tags aren't expired.
All right.
That's and then there was no container. These are things I heard as I got to the jail. I never heard that part. Only thing I heard was the headlights. One headlight was out, and he said DUI, and I think he got me because I refused for the breathalyzer. Everything else is like trumped up. I don't even know what he's talking about with the tags.
I understand, sir, and trust me, if that was an issue that I could address today, I would, but it is not. Today is only first appearance to allow you out of jail. Now, at your next court date, when you receive it, you'll be able to bring evidence if you so choose, or hire an attorney and bring that information to the court. If you are right that you were not driving under the influence, that your tag was not expired, I do see that your birth date is July, right? And anything related to that other information, you'll be able to present that to the court, and the judge that you will present before will listen to whatever it is that you have to say. You also will be able to hire an attorney or have a court-appointed attorney assist you if you cannot afford one. What is your next question, Mr. Richardson?
So you telling me I have to bond out on false pretense, at least with the tag too? Like the tag is not expired, but you said I gotta pay for that, even though that's not true?
Well, you don't have to pay for it, but you do have to bond out to ensure that you will show up to court to be able to address those charges. Now, if you do in fact show up to court and you address the charges, then you'll be able to get with the bonding company to address getting any portion of your funds refunded. But that is correct. At this time, you will have to pay money to bond out on these charges to give you an opportunity to address these charges here in the future.
And is there a way that I don't have a sign out kind of bond or nothing?
No, I'm not going to give you a signature bond, sir, because I see that you have 26 cycles on your driving record.
26 cycles?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep. All right, sir. If you don't have any other questions, you may be seated. Now, I see an additional one or two people in the courtroom. Do we have everyone that we're supposed to address today? Did I miss anybody?
Mr. Stephen Pritchett.
Oh, yes, I see him here. Thank you. Mr. Pritchett, please stand. Good afternoon, Mr. Pritchett. I have here that you were arrested for failure to maintain lane and one count of DUI. We do not have your court date yet, Mr. Pritchett, so we will be sending your notice of your next court date to you via mail. If you do not hear from the court within a reasonable time, please contact the court. Make sure the information that you provided to the jail about your current address is correct, because that's where we'll be sending the notice. I have also reviewed your previous criminal driving record, and I do see that you have a number of cycles on your driving record. However, you do not have any failure to appear. So I am going to order the $1,000 straight bond. You can go through a bonding company in order to bond your, $1,000 on failure to maintain lane, $1,000 on DUI. So that's a total of $2,000, Mr. Pritchett. And that $2,000 bond can go through a bonding company if you would like to bond yourself out. Do you have any questions about that, sir?
No, I was just wondering, since I never had a DUI, if I couldn't get a signature.
No, because of your number of previous driving offenses on your driving cycle, I want to ensure that you will appear in court again. And based on that, so let me be more clear. The factors for bond, there are 4 factors. Your likelihood to commit another crime, the likelihood to intimidate witnesses, your likelihood to reappear in court. And because you have so many previous driving histories, the likelihood to reoffend is one factor that I must consider while giving a bond.
I got you. I only thought I had a couple marking like speeding tickets.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, you may have a couple or more than a couple, but you have something different than not having no history. So based on that,
I have on 2006. I live here. I work here. So just to let you know.
Thank you very much, sir. So that'll be the order of the court, $2,000 straight bond for Mr. Pritchett, and your court date will be sent via mail. You may be seated, sir.
I have a question. Can I drive to work, or is my license suspended, or?
That's the same question I got too.
So I do not have any information before me today about the status of your driver's license. When you are released from jail, you'll be able to go to the Department of Driver Services website. You can put in your driver's license number, and it will give you the current status at that moment of your driver's license. If your driver's license is not suspended, you will be able to drive. If your driver's license is suspended, I highly recommend you do not drive.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. And that same goes to you, Mr. Richardson. You'll be able to look that up once you're released from jail to determine the status of your driver's license. I do not see that you were arrested for driving on a suspended license, so I have no reason to believe your license is suspended. But again, I am not looking at your driving your current driver's license status. All right, last question, Mr. Richardson. Yes, sir. Now this is not for debate. This is a question about your bond.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. You said I got 26 citations. Like there's no speeding, no DUIs, no
That's not a question for today, sir. What you should do when you are released from jail is contact an attorney, and they can help you get your driving history. You can also go to any police department and have them run your history for you. Once they run your history, you'll be able to review all of those items. We do run your driving history once you come into custody based on your driver's license number, your date of birth, and that gives us the exact information related to your driving record, and that's what I base my decision on. You may be seated, sir. Has everyone been addressed?
Yes, Judge.
All right. If that's all, court will be in recess. Ms. Chamblee, give me just a few minutes, and I'll get they may be scanned one by one, but I'll get these over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.